Welcome back. As you can certainly see, this video is a little darker than our ordinary videos, and that's because I am filming this later in the evening than I usually film. So, the whys and wherefores behind that, along with everything else, when we come back. Okay, so what's up with filming in the dark? Well, I'm not actually feeling very well right now. I'm not sure. I may be coming down with a cold, or more likely, I'm just having a weird reaction because I got a flu shot a couple of days ago. And I'm a big believer in flu shots. As I've mentioned many times before, I live in a neighborhood full of elderly people. It's like I'm the kid in my neighborhood. I have neighbors who are in their 80s. And so also, I take the short bus. Yes, I know, baby. Which is to say I use paratransit. So the people that are on the bus with me are people with disabilities, or they are very elderly. And I have always felt it was beyond irresponsible to ever put myself in a situation where I might be carrying an illness that could create unthinkable consequences for them. Let me just put it that way, because, let's face it, people get into their 80s or 90s and they don't recover from the flu as quickly and easily as others might. Yes, I know. And this is Audie sympathy. So I always make sure I get a flu shot. I used to make sure I got pneumonia shots as well, even though I've never really considered myself to be at great risk for pneumonia. That was another thing. It's like, you don't want to get on a bus, sit down next to a woman who just turned 95 last week, and then find out 2 days later you had the flu, or you had pneumonia, or you had something else that you might be passing off to people. What a horrible thing that is. But I also found out that I was kind of overdoing it on the pneumonia shots. My doctor had asked me in detail about it, and I had previously just said, no, my pharmacist keeps those records, and they just give me the pneumonia shots whenever it's appropriate, because it was complicated. There are 2 different kinds of pneumonia shots, and I was getting each shot every other year. So in 1980, I'd get shot number 1. In 1982, I'd get shot number 2. Then back to 1984, I would get shot number 1 again. And that was how I ended up dealing with it. My doctor said that I was probably getting about 5 times as many pneumonia shots as I actually needed. So I'm not doing that anymore, which is good, because, as I say, it was so complicated, I couldn't keep track of it. I would just go to my pharmacist and say, which shot is due and when is it due? So, yeah. All right, I can be excessive. I'm not denying that. But as I say, the biggest concern I have had is not transmitting anything that I could easily survive to someone who might not be able to survive it as easily. So that's what's going on. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, nothing serious, just, gee, am I blowing my nose a lot today. So we need to talk about our shop spotlight, and today it is Crazy Little Critters. blowing my nose is not going to be helped by all the cat fur. Audie just got on my nose, and he did not leave, by the way. He's sitting right here. He is sharing my chair with me. He's very attentive when he feels I am not at my best. So I just need to keep him in the house because, as we all know, his idea of attentive is, I'll go out and hunt for your breakfast. Like, I'd rather you didn't. So, Crazy Little Critters. Crazy Little Critters is the shop that we are featuring today. And I'm going to put a link up right here. Well, no, the text up here. The link I will put into a pinned comment because that seemed to work the last time I did that. So I'll leave a comment. I will pin it so it stays at the very top of the comments, and you'll be able to just click on it. But I'm going to show you the link right here. So this is Crazy Little Critters on eBay. Beautiful things. So how about we just stop here, take a look at a video of some of the things that she has in her shop, and then you could go right on over and check it out yourselves. All right, really great stuff. Well, the prize on this giveaway is a $50 gift certificate to her eBay shop. So go take a look. She's got beautiful stuff. My goodness, a $50 gift certificate at that shop would, yeah, boy, that would take care of my shopping for a while. But no, I can't enter. Sorry. But did you notice her winner picker? That was Hershey, her cat. And I've seen Audie sitting around like that, you know, doing that whole, look at me, I'm just a lazy cat. Why don't you just bring my food to me here? So, yeah, I got that cat's number. So he's a beautiful big boy, and he's going to be picking her winners. So, absolutely go over, check out the site, and remember, that's how you do it. You go over to the, in this case, it's her eBay store, check it out, and then leave a comment, you know, which is, and the comment you leave, by the way, is going to be through her eBay store. You know, you pull up a listing, it says ask a question. Your question needs to be, can I win the giveaway, or something to that effect. So that's how you do it. And because, you know, the other side of this is, part of it is to make sure that you get a nice giveaway, but the other side of this is to make sure that we are all looking at the shops of our community. so that, it's our community taking care of itself, doing its own outreach within the community. If we want to go off and shop and buy something, we might just as well be buying it from people in our own happy little YouTube circle. So, having said that, let me update you on my email situation, which I have mentioned in the past few videos. Yes, my email situation it's gone from weird to like beyond weird at this point. I keep my own domain. It is SueHamilton.us. I don't keep a website on it. I have no need of one, but I use it for my email. So, whereas a person with a website would go to a website hosting company and say, here, host my website, I would go to the same website hosting company and say, host my email. And my email hosting company, the one that I have been using for many, many, many years, I mean, we're talking probably at least a decade, suddenly decided that if you want to have your email hosted on their site, by the way, no forewarning about this, that you would have to use a Microsoft email product. And I do not like Microsoft products in general. I don't. I believe Microsoft currently has a monopoly, and I don't favor monopolies. Sorry, I just don't. I like open market competition. I don't like anyone being so big they can dictate terms for an entire industry. Seems inherently un-American to me, but I'm not going to deny the fact that my sense of what is or is not un-American was stamped out in the 1950s and is probably still what a lot of people would consider to be, well, Neanderthal. There you go. So I would just rather not use this Microsoft email program. So I started looking around for other hosting companies. Oh, and let me also say, this Microsoft email program, it's not just that I don't like Microsoft, it's that I'm not getting all my emails. I'm getting very few of my emails. I would say I'm probably getting perhaps 10% of the emails I should be getting, and I'm getting a lot of comments from people saying, got bounced back, tried to email you and it got rejected. So it's not just that I don't like the Microsoft products, it's that they have a long history of not really working. So go to other web hosting companies, and they're all saying, sure, we can take care of this. And it turns out that it's not quite as easy as they think. Apparently, that .us domain does not transfer the same way other domains transfer from one company to another. So that is the essence of the little bit of problem that I am having. Eventually, I am going to find a hosting company that can figure out how to take my domain, and just network it into their own happy little family, and then we'll be good to go, and everything will be right back where it used to be. I will be happily using the open source email program that I've always used, and I do like open source programs, and I like supporting the independent computer programmers and designers and developers who are creating open source. I'm sorry. What that means is they share their program with anybody. You want to know what their code is? If you can read it, they'll give it to you. Well, even if you can't read it, they'll give it to you. And if you can read it, that's fine. You can duplicate it if you want. But the main purpose of that is you can make software that plays off their programs, that will utilize their programs, that will be compatible with their programs. And that's why I strongly support open source programming, because mostly this is people who just started out programming. I want to create a better email program, for example. They started programming in their basements. Some of them are still programming in their basements, but they're putting the programs out so that anybody can use it. By the way, that jiggling, as I'm sure you must have guessed, was Audie. And he's doing it again. Now, stop that. Come on back up here. But don't bother with, yeah, that was Audie. He was just going after the camera. So anyway, that's why I support open source, because they're not motivated by the profit. It's not about the money. They throw their intellectual property out there for anyone to work on, to work with. I think it's a good way to go. So that's what's going on with the email. You have seen the crazy little critters. Wonderful little assortment. And by the way, there was a small assortment of the products they have available, in part because I am having email difficulties. So I believe I only got a portion of the photos that the shop had available. So that's unfortunately my email issue. Just another reason for wanting to get this resolved. So anyway, so sorry that this is a video of I'm not feeling good, my email isn't working, blah, 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 blah. So just blow all that off, because there is nothing that could taint the good news, which is J.K. Rowling, otherwise known as Robert Galbraith, has come out with the latest Cormoran Strike novel this month. I've already got it on audiobook and my actual hard copy book. I always do get that, by the way, even though I can't really physically read those books anymore. I will always get it, throw it in my bookcase, cuddle it, bring it to bed with me. But yes. So I have something that I've waited a long time for. It's called Troubled Blood, by the way. If you have never read J.K. Rowling's Robert Galbraith Cormoran Strike books, oh, please do. You can't imagine what you're missing. It's detective fiction, which is great. That's a wonderful genre all on its own. But it's detective fiction written by Jo Rowling. So what could be better than that? Anyway, so don't think that because I'm not feeling good and my email isn't working, that my life is in the toilet. Oh no, oh no. I am in the middle of a Cormoran Strike novel. What could be better than that? All right, I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully my nose will not be running quite so much. I will not be doing it late at night. Oh, by the way, I should have told you, the reason I'm filming late at night was I kept hoping as the day wore on that I would feel better and I would stop sniffling. It's like, well, maybe if I wait an hour, I'll stop sniffling. Maybe if I wait an hour, I'll stop sniffling. And eventually it just hit a point where, well, if I wait another hour, it'll already be tomorrow morning. And so anyway, that's what this was all about. Not a good plan in retrospect. Absolutely not. But live and learn. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.